Eleanor, 76, used to think her nagging backaches were just from old age. She kept cleaning, caring for her grandkids, cooking, until one day she collapsed right in her kitchen. At the hospital, the doctor shook his head. If you'd come a few months sooner, things would be different. She said just one thing, which I will always remember. If only I had listened to my body a little sooner. Her story isn't uncommon. There are thousands of older adults out there, once healthy and active, now living with the consequences, all because they ignored their body's early signs. The scariest part isn't the illness, but the late realization. If only. The price they pay isn't just their health, it's their time, their freedom, and even precious moments with loved ones. I've had the chance to speak with many older adults, retired engineers, bakery owners, homemakers. Though their circumstances differ, they shared one common thing. Everyone had regrets, lessons about health, about life, that they wish they had realized sooner. In today's video, I will share 5 of the most profound pieces of advice from them. Things that seem small, but if known and acted on in time, could help you avoid the most costly regrets of old age. If you are in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, you'll want to watch until the end. Who knows, just one small thing could change how you live from this day forward. So let's get started. Advice 1. Don't take your health for granted when you're young. When we're young, we often think our body is a tireless machine. A sleepless night, a hurried meal, or a slight backache, all are easily dismissed with the excuse, I'm still healthy. But you see, time spares no one. And the cruelest thing that time leaves behind are the silent illnesses we once ignored. Thomas, 69, was a carpenter in Springfield, Missouri. He said when he was younger, he worked himself to the bone, rarely got checkups, and paid almost no attention to his blood pressure, diet, or sleep. I figured I'm a man, a little pain is no big deal. Until one day he collapsed from a mild stroke right in his garage, something he never thought would happen to him. I didn't fall because of a nail. I fell because of my own complacency, he recalled. The problem here isn't that we don't know what's good for our health, it's that we think we have time to do it later. We think we can exercise next week, eat healthier next month, get a checkup some other time. And then, time just keeps passing until our body starts to collect the debt. Health doesn't give advance notice. It doesn't send a reminder letter. It doesn't knock loudly at your door. It just silently slips away, little by little, until you realize it's too late to go back to how things were. But the good news is the body always knows how to heal, as long as you give it a chance. Whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or even older, it's never too late to care for your health. Simple things like a morning walk, eating less salt, getting enough sleep, and regular checkups. They may sound small, but they are the very fortress that will keep you standing strong in your later years. You can start today. Look at your body as a loyal old friend, one who has been with you for so many years, enduring so much pressure. Don't wait until that friend is exhausted to finally check in. If you feel you're still healthy, that's wonderful. But don't let your body's silence fool you. Awareness today is a gift for your future, and you have the power to give that gift to yourself right now. Advice 2, time with family is priceless. There is a strange paradox in life. The most important people are often the ones we take most for granted. Family, where we are born, grow up, share our first meals, is sometimes the place we return to the latest. Richard, 78, lives alone in a small apartment in Phoenix, Arizona. He was a supermarket manager, always busy with work. I used to think as long as I worked hard, earned enough to provide for my wife and kids, I was fulfilling my family duty, he said. But I was wrong. What my children needed wasn't just a good meal or a warm home. It was my presence every single day. You see, time slips by without warning. Dinners together become less frequent. The mornings driving kids to school, the afternoons shopping with your wife. They all seemed like routines, but they turn out to be the most precious memories of a lifetime. We often spend too much energy chasing what comes later. After I retire, I'll take the family on a trip. After I build a bigger house, I'll spend more time with my parents. But later is an appointment that might never come. And then we're surprised when we look back. The children are grown, our parents are gone, and spouses have become strangers. Don't wait until you're left with just picture frames on the wall to realize you once had a vibrant world right beside you. Family doesn't need perfection. It doesn't need expensive gifts. They just need you, present, listening, and loving. A phone call to check in, an unhurried dinner together, a free morning to walk with your spouse around the park. These are the small things that no amount of money can replace. You don't need to wait for a special occasion to do something special. Treat every day together as a holiday and live it that way. Because one day when you're sitting alone with your thoughts, what you'll remember most won't be the big contracts, but the look in your child's eyes as you told them stories of your youth. Not the car you once bought, but your wife's laughter at the dinner table. If you still have people to call family, that is the greatest fortune. And if you're reading these words, then right now is the perfect time to call them, visit them, or simply sit a little closer. Advice to 3, happiness comes from simple things. There's a phase in life when we think happiness is something grand, a big house, a fancy car, a full bank account. But the longer you live, the more you understand. True happiness lies in the little things, so simple they're easily overlooked. Linda, 81, was an elementary school teacher in a small Minnesota town. For 40 years, she was busy with lesson plans, meetings, then home to cook and do laundry. But she says what she remembers most aren't her teaching awards or accolades. I remember the rustle of leaves each morning as I stepped into the garden, the smell of toast in the morning. The moment my little girl was skipping through the kitchen, she smiled, her eyes glistening. Back then, I didn't think those things were precious. But now I wish I could live just one of those days again. Happiness doesn't have to be loud. It can be a hot cup of tea on a rainy afternoon, the golden sunlight streaming through your window, a kind conversation with a neighbor you haven't seen in a while, the feeling of sitting in silence and finding your heart strangely at peace. The problem is, amidst the hustle and expectations, we think we must have more to deserve joy. We compare our lives to others. We wonder why they have this vacation, that car, and we don't. And in that moment, we lose our appreciation for the present. My friend, happiness isn't about how much you have, but about feeling you have enough with what you've got. Sometimes just being able to make your own coffee, walk around your neighborhood, or cook a simple meal means you're already luckier than so many people. Just for once, instead of searching for something big, stop and listen to your heartbeat. Feel your breath. Touch a cool glass of water. Realizing you are alive and fully living in this moment, that is happiness. No one can hold on to their youth forever, but anyone can hold on to joy if they know how to place their heart in the seemingly trivial things. Because after all, what lingers are not the loud moments, but the moments we truly lived, quietly and deeply. If you're still watching and find this helpful, drop a 3 in the comments below to let me know. And if you haven't subscribed, I gently encourage you to hit that follow button and ring the bell so you don't miss new videos. Your support helps us continue creating helpful and inspiring content. Advice 4, saving and investing early is so important. In our younger years, most of us share a belief, the money will come eventually, or I can always make it later when I need it. But reality isn't so gentle. When you're older, you realize not everyone is healthy enough to keep working, and there isn't always time to start over. Miguel, 70, was a truck driver in suburban El Paso, Texas. He worked diligently his whole life, but didn't manage to save much. I thought I was healthy, that I could work until I was 70. But when my knees started to hurt and my back started to bend, I realized physical labor has an expiration date. He shared. In recent years, he has lived on a meager Social Security check and help from his daughter. I don't regret the trips I took, but I regret the money that could have helped me be self-sufficient in my old age. The truth is, finances aren't just about money. They're about freedom, the ability to choose to not be a burden. When you have savings, you don't just buy necessary medicine, you buy peace of mind. When you invest at the right time, you're not just earning extra income, you are investing in your own future security. The issue is, no one teaches us to think about money that way when we're young. We get caught up in spending, in temporary things, And we often procrastinate. I can start saving next month, or I'll figure it out when I have extra. But then something else comes up next month, and extra never seems to arrive. The habit of saving isn't about living miserably. It's about knowing how to separate what you want from what you need. It's asking yourself, is this item truly necessary or is it just a passing whim? And investing doesn't have to be a big deal. Sometimes it's just contributing to a small retirement fund, buying insurance at the right time, or simply making regular deposits into savings. You don't have to be a financial expert to begin. You just need to begin early, because time is money's greatest ally. A dollar saved at 40 can multiply many times over by the time you turn 70, but a dollar started at 65 might only be enough to buy one prescription. And if you are older and haven't saved much, don't blame yourself. It's never too late to change. If you just start today with a small amount, a simple commitment, a conscious decision, you can still make a difference for your future. Money can't buy everything, but having money means you'll have to trade away your peace of mind less often. And that is sometimes the silent protection you need for your final years. Advice of 5. Don't procrastinate on what truly matters. We always think like we have more time to apologize, more time to love, more time to pursue that thing we've always dreamed of. And then life just sweeps us along. Year after year, the important things get pushed behind the urgent tasks. And when we finally want to do them, we no longer have the strength, the time, or the people beside us to do them with. Henry, 80, living in San Diego, once shared that his biggest regrets weren't the things he did, but the things he kept putting off. I wanted to write a letter to apologize to my best friend for a small misunderstanding. I meant to call my son after our argument. I also wanted to take my wife to see the sunset at Santa Monica one more time, but I just kept thinking, I can do it tomorrow. Now some people are gone and some things no longer matter. Procrastination is a seemingly harmless habit, but it silently steals the most precious opportunities in life because we think there will be a better time, a freer moment, a more perfect situation. But my friend, the truth is there will never be a perfect time. Perfection is doing it right when your heart still yearns for it. The things that truly matter in life, like loving, forgiving, being true to yourself, don't require perfection, only sincerity. A hug, a kind word, a trip, taking the first step to reach out. It might not change the world, but it could heal a soul, save a relationship, or bring peace to your own heart. Maybe you've dreamed of going back to school for a subject you love, wanted to visit a relative you haven't seen in ages, thought about writing down old memories for your grandkids to read one day. Don't wait until your health fades, your memory dims, or your passion cools, because those important things don't wait for you to be ready. They just need you to start. Life isn't measured by the number of years you live, but by the things you dared to do when you still could. Every day that passes is a chance to choose a meaningful life. Do the thing that makes your heart stir, no matter how small, because in the end, when you look back, you won't regret the things you did. You'll only regret the things you left undone. We've just gone through 5 seemingly simple things, but they are profound lessons that many only realize when it's far too late. That health isn't something you protect when you're sick, but something you must cherish from the moment you are well. That time with family cannot be bought back with any amount of money. That happiness isn't in some faraway place, but can be present right in your kitchen, on your porch, or in the eyes of a loved one. That saving isn't to become wealthy, but to allow you to live with freedom and dignity in your old age. And above all, that the things that truly matter, if you don't do them today, you might not have the chance to do tomorrow. If there is one thing I hope you take away from this video, it is this: life waits for no one. You don't need to change everything all at once. Just start with one small thing. That one phone call you haven't made. That health checkup you've been putting off. That apology still sitting in your heart. That small amount you meant to set aside to invest in yourself. An afternoon just to sit with a loved one, unhurried. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Because every step you take today, no matter how small, can help you live a life with fewer regrets. So what's on your mind? Who do you want to call? What's that one thing you've been saying later too. Share with me in the comments below one thing you've learned and one thing you want to do right after this video. Your very own sharing might just inspire someone else, just as you have been here listening and journeying with us. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with your loved ones. You never know, it might reach someone who needs this gentle reminder. Thank you for spending your time with me all the way to the end. I wish you a gentle day and a life without missed chances. I'll see you in the next video.